Oh, Charles Kojofosu. My grandma, if you know where we be able to die. Oh, minimum din krawa. Oh, Owo seifi owo sei ade owo krade a ya na edin se nkwa ebetimi age the sound ntino so what is ye bolumba nyoma enye bibia akwa what I say because odupon etimi tutu e dey free atiase for asase so Charles Koyofusu eni the din na that the lumba eni din a chese na oyusu ana the tonyoma na chese na to na edinim no globally bibre na nim say or one of the hottest and I say I'm a veteran musician that ever to grace in our music, entertainment industry. And I made the dim komo kakra de fan ho. Even cry me can send be brave for that lumba ho said when it comes to history and when it comes to musicians are a war you krumo hanomo bonyum na he is the greatest ever to grace the occasion. Music na de bia yeti no both gospel both high life both hip life both afrobeat dancehall any ho ne nyina no and them generations ye omo bonyum omo ye omo ne ma nyina no I think that Charles Kojufosu is the greatest ever the greatest musician ever to grace the music industry in Ghana. He is the greatest ever to grace the music industry in Ghana. But ten American owo ekrade a ya na edin se nkwa ebetimi age edi free owo nsem nti yema busuafo nyina hyeden na yesoso yema ye ho hyeden because odupon kese pa na etimi etutu no what is odupon kese pa na etimi etutu no se tumi enu bose na ya na metena se me the political hot show trending issues politically ekoso e kromo hanom no me de ba ebe down na metimi amount a lot of insights na mamao in-depth analysis about issues ekoso and as a poppy e wo ye mamu Ghana o man no e me no mienu man enye obi ade a e me no mienu man o man no kwan ye be fa so a ye be rane no ena ebeboa ama oman no so afa ne ntomapa e de efra e ma obi ndaadaa se oman no yetim no eye obi foforo dia da bi eye menu man e de se ensemba na se fa ye man no ho a e wo se ye ka se ye buye no gu so na se yanka ho asem ampe asem no ho sibre ntimi yanka se kokokoba ye ho ebetimi akyere e wo man ni mu e ntina tembia na metena se a na me de emu nsem no etimi de abro na betimi adomu so kode ama on ma papa mu e de ama me am de dwumadi we ho chia me no ye fe me big brother GH the Maestro what I say any sports on kwana me bibie bi be sound so ewum so me dia ne Maestro GH we your life e o Tofiakwa TV. Yes, Tofiakwa TV. Ko Facebook and understand so ko YouTube na ko subscribe for me. Share, like it, na comment it, Mr. Share, like it, na comment it, na efa e mame. Na sound so ko Time TV. E wo YouTube. Time TV live or Time TV or YouTube also kwa no one share no one subscribe na wait me a notification button send be ya send me BM na send me call live every afternoon be na also bet me aka videos maybe that be me at the amount for comments ne bra, because I'll be ready to read your comment and also add your contribution to the show na be me akoye at the amount na yet show no so etimi aye show kama at the amount. So me wadwen chere metia me wadwen chere me kan at the amount na bibia etimi akoye at the amount na meko into our trending stories na betimi aboboso the amount, then I'll bring you the in-depth analysis about the stories now betimi at the abroad. But enra be that the lumba hon komo kakra me can be me briefly most of the people about the history of that lumba coin of far so free edu jemfi call or call job in senior high school Kudini Juma free job in senior high school PMO Germany starting the music career. It did sound common on kakra the political host show Tofiakwa TV the Time TV they do come enra, but show on the see I saw a lot of things and air cost within the social media and then my air cost social media and so, but because of say enra media no home common nan coming person maybe did that lumba home common. But I wanted to state a particular fact about that lumba. I don't know my son's watching us and home and send it to me abroad. Now a lot of people echo about thing can send the personal assistant to me, Sana Mefreno, the personal assistant to Charles Koyufosu, because or no personally or catch him say he is not an official manager for Charles Koyufosu. Roman father, Assembly American, or say he is not the personal manager for Charles Koyufosu, but then he is a personal assistant to Charles Koyufosu. We should know the difference. We have personal assistant and then personal manager. Yes, we should know the difference between P and also a personal manager. So, or no catch him say a personal assistant to Charles Koyufosu. But then a lot of people disseminated some sort of information about Roman father and the family of Charles Koyufosu, saying say Roman father is trying to cause division among the two wives of Charles Koyufosu. Inti enra or babontin ebeka in some miki video ana the two wives akusua sewa any odobroni nyina video ni mo ana or can ya Ghana for say no onyu obi obetima cause division between the boss wives. He is a man of peace and opese or unify the two wives na bibia etimi koye na omutimi Charles Koyufosu that lumba na bibia etimi koye. So waba bontin aba bedisa enkomo no ewo honom medisa analysis ne emu insem no betimi e dia bro. Also enra bibe wie show no me kan se mi trel. Enra bibe wie show no me kan se mi trel. Me ka trel say cocoa prices in Ghana no that was enra no pa. And there was a government about being new cocoa prices in Ghana. Now, Mekacho said when you look into the manifesto of John Dramani Mahama, he said it point blank, said he wants to increase and as a double the cocoa prices are the then former government, that's the New Patriotic Party Eja at the Tohonom. He said it in his manifesto because he wants the cocoa farming in Ghana not to look attractive and also boost the farmers' productivity. Sinebeya say you can't world ranking when it comes to the biggest exporter of cocoa in the world. Ghana currently you're ranking number 2 ahead, and I said just behind La Côte d'Ivoire. We want to come back to our first position, just like during the Dr. Kwame Nkrumah era, during Dr. Buzia era, during Flying Lieutenant era, and even Krakow 4 era Kakrano. We were the cocoa leading exporter in the world. So he wants to reinstate, our country back to its position. GM, no, he is back for good. He is back to reset our economy. Or the cocoa price etimi aba. Is it good for the farmers? And I say it is bad for the farmers. Edi ama obibiana unsu wetimati nkomo na yeba bidi nase. Na enram bidi transport minister hon enkomo honorable nekwe. Mekano hon sem say he wants to construct a 3 lanes from Kumasi to Accra. Bakajo say a new road government etimi a budget here on Beko Parliament no magiatum. But me didn't come catch and I said when it comes to Accra Kumasi Road now, that road was given to a particular contractor. The contractor near the man no. It was far back in 2008. At that time, now His Excellency President John Ajay Kufuor was then the President of the Republic of Ghana. And according to Sikane Ekum, there was about $1.7 billion. ɛna odi wura asa Kumasi Accra road nim but then ofri aban mu call ya NDC for ban in 2009 to 2015 or 2016 no they were not able to continue the project. Currently as you speak, John Dramani Mahama wants to continue the project, but then he is asking about the $1.7 billion the then former government, which was led by His Excellency John Ajikun Kufuor. Utimi invested $1.7 billion. No, he wants to ask that question. Says he can't because currently only $1.7 billion or Betty investing in that Kumasi road, Kumasi Accra road again. So Obe budgeted for another road construction. It will be different, not to the $1.7 billion Accra Kumasi road that Esha in 2008. The question is, I didn't now want to also with the $1.7 billion, but then the government wants to construct another 3 lanes. Sound common and Ramesha say any better also. Now you baby asem no ebetimi ako drew. Enti midimensu betra kwetia. Yes. Midimeni betra kwetia. Enche bia and honorable Kumi Enyani baby Okoye, Eric Kumi Enyani baby Koye. He was then the MP for Akwetia constituency. And then he stood in the ticket for the NPP. Until Enyani baby Koye no, it was very possible. Say I was say NPP for etimi epe no ombudini si no or compete with then the NDC for now almost bit ma compete e Akwetia no. Currently as you speak NDC for and the government in power. In Koma course so NPP or Makacho Mudiji or Munu representative obetimia standing in the ticket of the NPP ewa Akwetiano but the home commono ebetimia banu who say NPP election by election number call in September 2nd no it should be a peaceful one and it should be a massive win for the NPP but then say be a massive say enye massive is na the NPP for a Jumombe ewo Akwetia eso and be masadi no etimi aye possible. So I'll bring you the details about Akwetia re-election because so it was September 2nd. I mean the Electoral Commission etimi ahyehe e de ato no but the whole details ebetimi abro na etimi edi nkomo kakra ewo. Now let's have an in-depth analysis about the stories na in the nkomo kakra. My main share say with the Roman father the family of Daddy Lumba. See what I know about Daddy Lumba and say but you know me can won say me brave me metina hankas in bia fofrobia. What I know about Charles Kojufosu ne say when your video no okay so producer say when your video no my brand pass when your video no so let's get into the video now. Yenhwe video no see nya video ni video ni I'll come back and then talk about this particular issue because it is a trending issue and I want to touch on this particular issue. Yenhwe video name right here
and I call a Roman father me some papa even in his grave me some and me need yama me ma minimum me jira munche yes akosia sewa and a odobro ni nyame nhyira mu na Ghana for one love peace amen me boss
that's Akosia say one Odobroni, popularly known as Odobroni, the deep pan the Preslo Foriata. But Dodo idea non one husband Charles Kojufosu to tone or Odobroni because say I mean or your banco corn and they don't swear it to Odobroni. But Charles Kojufosu a minimum no. He was manna not a pasundry. Because I know the family. When Amesa was staying at it meeting, Luma Junction, it meeting Biano. Yes, where Lumba Mami fee a wono, a hona namete, and yes, a hona namete, hona mena fee a wo, Mrs. Grace Usu, a hona fee a wo, on Mr. Arjiman, or my bron sign a wasi wasa. So, old Sunny the free Lumba Junction, Eddie, could be a Lumba Mami fee in one, a Lumba Mami fee, Kaya bron sign 1, 2, 3, or left. The Mami Amisa at that time, I was going to the house daily. I know them. Didn't you about Faustina? Minimum. The nephew, Lumba nephew, Rojamela, minimum. The nephew, Bako Kelvin, also minimum. They were 2 boys and no motive on. And at the time, I knew Kofio and any Rojamela, more Kofio could diagroni school Kobano. At that time, we Harvard International School. Say Charles Kojufosu Befio who be a free amount for Befio, a make sure so beji amount for any. May who's not a single day. And maybe Rebecca say, Ebusia form will be your honor na Charles Kojufosu be 2 move your at any moment in time no on your mokumofio there be that. Be who's idea no. Now, Obi ya na dia won't say. Sebi, dear Obeka say, dear asem no eye no no ono kwa na te asem na say. People are saying say when he became popular, he neglected his family. When he became popular, and I said when he became superstar, he neglected his family. Fine. So on neglecting the family, say one neglecting the family, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Bessia, you and I were not there. It's yin to me and based on experience, based on something that you to me and this is why Obekan was him. But in somewhere across social media, yana metia, yana yamakumaya. I didn't know be you. Na yesuno. Yenya 1 week in put. Yenya crampon for date, a 1 week in put and create the state barrier date in Swaba. Not in Crawfordam social media, not in month for be instigating a month for be social media. Eddie Roman for the personal assistant attempt. Eddie the first wife attempt, maybe so AD the second wife attempt. Just for you to get what? More yes our social media no. More yes I don't know Eddie nya dey the frame. See, more yes na the legacy. And even and mo nyame what that the luma so no more yes na more paper like more paper ni mo nyame gradually. Dear Moya no, Moya sa na mo prepare any munyam gradually because over this weekend, anyone who said the official Facebook page of Charles Kojofosu debunk a particular statement or release his statement no, a debate attempt is almost so a could delete his statement from the official page. Say Obi awaya na adwen say oye self-acclaimed personal manager. Obey na you saw that Lumba brand ni bedi no omo ntwen fama no omo ni obi a oye personal manager. The brand that Lumba is managed by a team. Team Bang. The only team that I know. The only team that I know of that Lumba is Roman Father, Annie Dusty, Hitman, Busumuru Momonam Chemomoye personal bloggers for them. And other people that I know personally, I can't mention their name here. So what are the new team Bia Abba Yen? See, if anything is supposed to go by, if it is about the family should understand. So the brand of Daddy Lumba no is different from a year na se biye ba be no. It should be run by skillful personnel. Nipa omunim de ewo music industry nim. Nipa omunim de when it comes to branding. Nipa omunim de when it comes to creating catalog, a bit may exist forever. Go and check Bob Marley catalog after so we for so many years. Go check Bob Marley catalog. Go and check Michael Jackson catalog. America. And the family of Marley, and as a Bob Marley family, team hold the catalog very well. Annually, Bob Marley catalog to me reach close to about $12 million in Jamaica. But as a quan some of us saw brand anymore. Brand name Obi so many years over 20 to 30 years ago. The brand name reach $12 million per year. Go check the catalog. Go and check the catalog of Michael Jackson. Annual to me reach $50 million. Saying so many years but then because of say people they want the brand more people they when it comes to the music business they've been able to uphold the brand Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson branded that's what here fetching millions of dollars even more than some of the musicians are more alive. That Lumba brand you people should understand say when mube touch a brand as a brand na more touching no mube say maybe more branding more na more say mo dachi ma men kan say because a brand this year, I'm telling you, family of that Lumba beti made the brand no till eternity. Family members no, we beti made the brand no till. Because imagine, Sabo Mality baby na annually, checking the guitar streams. I mean, I am distrocate. And other source of revenue or obinya from the social media and other things from the music revenue, that's what we $12 million. Same one and the money be. Now, same one and the man so they put too much effort. I mean, investing into the brand. We are talking about Daddy Lumba. Daddy Lumba is not only a Ghanaian icon, he is a global icon. He is a global icon. We are talking about a particular musician. He has been able to do music for the past decades. Over 30 years from the 1980s to the 1990s to the 2000s to even the 2010s. he was still releasing albums, he was still releasing bangers. Over 33 albums, 500 unreleased songs, 200 commercial songs. You know, trying to tell me, say, this brand, hey, some of the mamo. You are trying to tell me, say, you will spoil this particular brand with those kind of ignorance. You want to spoil this particular brand. What at all? And a rumor for die. What at all? And a rumor for die. And my mom yes had the say because I said that the Lumba and the baby conintino. Microphone no more channel who she no more buano amanda the Lumba brand up and I say or more boa sustaining brand and year no. O person push you be at the free horn. One more yes had the na me say one and best aqua pass and for natural. Because say be more yes ano me minimum and you don't have any knowledge in the music business that you are doing in this particular country. When it comes to music business, we have music and we have the business wise. But in terms of the business surrounding music, so music now so what I'm trying to say is this is a particular man who will leave a good legacy. He has been able to do music for the past 3 decades, from the 1980s. So being a bit my catcher say when High Life Air Shah say in the 1980s, no, Sandy Parkoni to me Junior Boya from the early 1990s, ever 2000, ever 2010s. Why me? Apart from that, Lumba and a champion, why be him? Obieno up to now sounds releasing songs back to back. And Magan or Magana 4 hits back to back. Let me tell you something. At that time, when I can say was at that time that High Life, you know, he stick to High Life. In fact, during those times, Nana reggae dancehall, intimate Meji, even in Ghana, Crampono, he was able to do reggae dancehall. He has a song that have that kind of rhythm of reggae, had that kind of rhythm of dancehall, and he even sang in a High Life tune. What are you trying to tell me? Or that kind of a musician that he was able to play High Life, play Boga High Life, play contemporary High Life, or also to hip life. When it comes to Afrobeat, he has a particular album. It contains a section of Afrobeat. Afrobeat the memfona jata or many some say from Afrobeat musicians no more they call globally no. Daddy Lumba did that, so he has been able to cooperate with each and every generation beyond one kasa born no. 1980s were generation, 1990s were generation, 2000s were generation, 2010s were generation. That been really Ethiopia. Early 2010s, early 2015s were really Ethiopia. It sounded like an Afrobeat. He has that kind of Afrobeat rhythm in the song. He has High Life tune in the song. He has hip life tune in the song. Chairman, I'm telling you, I don't only do sports. I was once an entertainment critic. I was once an entertainment iota, and if some you find it, more people now, yes, and I'll fish you out. Minimum, but I'll fish you out. Met na me platform we are so. Me bo mu nyina mu din mako because say yent na say Emma Mon said the legacy of Charles Kojo so Daddy Lumba. Yent na say Mamon said the legacy of Charles Kojo so Roman father knew be ahwe. He was a due personal assistant to Daddy Lumba. He was obedient. He was honest. He was doing his work very well. Baby be could be on Charles Kojo so na nenam. It is when you make money, Munas who nim Crophobia Charles Kojo for so Eden Shane or Monsa, that's what him Sancrophona. Allow him to carry his duties. Allow him to carry his duties. Come who you can be lazy with the guy. Na kamune na kambu maye the necessary things. Also on also tension between the two wives, Akosia Sewa and Odobrin. Omunina ye kunafo. Because family ne release statement or more recognize almost omunina ye kunafo. It's more instigating some ignorant people are almost person almost say brand no. What at all do you need from the guy? What at all do you need? What at all do you need from the guy? And what at all some microphone are instigating some man no? What at all do you need? Timisremo yemu ayete hanom no. Yetinsem. Nsem ne yetin so no yemu ye dom wo so kwansa ne aba betena fidi we so akasa. So what I say? We want to protect the brand, and we want to protect the legacy. We want Charles Kojofo's legacy to become a legacy. The next generation will live to see that kind of legacy, because this is a man. He has been able to do this gospel music. He has done the High Life. He has done everything possible to lift Ghanaian music to the global stage. It's young share. Emma, some of you, Moon say this kind of legacy in Sakwa, there be. Young Mama Moon says our legacy with Sakwa. It's in Crofona Musha Moya Sadia, no. You people should be very, very, very careful. Moment now, we are a warning from the political houses show. My should have made mom warn, you know. More money now, more money, and that hold them, that be NTB in Koye. Now, producer, my brand prior success, sell Utimia, for cocoa price net on Indian Komokaka. Yes, and that's all. And when you didn't come out, it will fear Hanum. Now, me catch them say, when it comes to this particular current administration, press release in the Dasono, yes, press release in the Daso. Now, I think about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Hone say, and you be big Dibiano Pesawaye, but then he wants to reset the Ghanaian economy, a core form during the then former administration, which was led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He is setting every piece of mistakes via the former administration. It's on carry out a main project, which is a one district, one factory. On carry out free SHS project, a massive national project. No, but then he is touching on some peculiar things. Be Ghanaians. Not enka, and I say not during the former administration, not Ghanaians any so, but no, not even also. So currently as you speak, the dollar rate I in article form. The price of goods okrum and so I drop it. Transportation first. Not enter first no. That it so. Other things be honoma and share there Sam George, the Minister of Communication, any DSC before he wants to make sure say some peculiar things be on Ghanaians are doing this or sustaining those kind of things. No, say Ghana for say even say economy no entimi anye bibia fa more a bit man reflect because he wants a typical Ghanaian youth to have a lot of money when it comes to savings. Ghana de bia meka say Nyankopon achi ye gudie bebre. Niama no what your mind. When it comes to natural resources, he has given us a lot of resources that we have in our country. Cocoa, one resources are naturally. Nyakopon dia domien. I mean, tete kwashia daroma. Wafano so dia domien. Na, so we check Dr. Kwame Nkrumah time. Check Dr. Buzia. Eba befa Hilary Manne. Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings more time any John Ajukum Kofo eba sa time na Ghana was the leading exporter of cocoa. At that time, Ghana was the leading exporter of cocoa. In fact, one particular governor during the pre-colonial days, one governor would initiate a good policy. Ebua Emma at that time from 1923 to 1927, Ghana ebe the leading exporter of cocoa was Sir Gordon Gorgesbeck. During his time, I've always said that governor laid the foundations of Ghana. And you might see and the foundation in the FAPIM, it was laid by Sir Gordon Gorgesbeck. During those times, he made sure Ghana will become the leading exporter of cocoa in our country. From that time, Kwame Nkrumah Ebeye, I mean the president, the first ever president in the First Republic of Ghana, he also Timi Kremu. Ghana was the leading exporter of cocoa at that time. Buzia Bayano, also Emma Ghana by the leading exporter of cocoa. So these leaders were creating some kind of, I mean, history beer. Now I have very difficult for say, oh, your president answer Obama say, when Timia to 2 years ye. Now Ghana be him say the leading exporter of cocoa in the world. Now Eba Bedru say and name him say the leading exporters of cocoa. Ghana Timiti about third. How come? Because of Injisiebia. The previous government and the previous administration did go akwema to me. Entimian koye and farmer cocoa farmers. Entimian koye and farmer cocoa farmers because of say so person who and as so person who need a lot of cocoa beans. Now when you go to the international market, ultimate ton be bra, increase the price sales per ton. Increase the price sales per bag. It won't say be way with 60 kilogram when it comes to per bag of a cocoa. But catch them say who in neighboring countries or also agriculture farmers. And that's a lot of cocoa. You are competing with them. The likes of Togo, the likes of Benin, the likes of La Côte d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and those countries, our neighboring countries, we are competing with them when it comes to cocoa production in Africa. But yes, still, we have some farmers bi ohonoma omutimi pack cocoa bags ni go. No man sneaky sa cocoa bags no e dey akọ La Côte d'Ivoire akwakoton their mom because of say when you go to La Côte d'Ivoire per bag no it's massive, even more than Ghana. It is a what krom hanom. Na so obi ye cocoa or ye cocoa farmer. No packing the cocoa beans go no sneaky through the borders at the La Côte d'Ivoire. It is telling you, say, the government in La Côte d'Ivoire, Al-Hassan Ouattara, is doing something needful. It me attracted Ghanaian cocoa farmers. A moment me is sneaky some of the cocoa beans or cocoa tons at the Kohorome Cotton. It is Kadugumbutum. Yes, it be called at the Kohorome Ecoton. Now, the previous government in my say, or better the price cocoa bag no, not our form. Somehow it was about 2,500. Or buying in the last 8 years, he has been able to increase the price. No, older price no close to 3,100. Yes. Now, when you look into the manifesto of John Dramani Mahama, he said it point blank. Says cocoa production because this time around, when he wants to put most of the resources of Ghana export to go international marketer, cocoa will become one of the biggest producers. It me Ghana revenue in a year. It is a 3,100 in the cocoa farmers. He will make sure so be double no. And that's when Timan double no cramp and exceeding price. It be close to about 20% of the cocoa price that we have in our country. It will be or NEC manifesto when neighbor Tuaba during the 2024 election, Okokai manifesto now it is there. So better bono. So people were expecting, say at least, so better bono nasa or babek the budget for it a bit more could be 6,000 and it's a bit more could be 7,000. In fact, when the Minister of Finance, Mr. Atoforsen, making the media budget no. He made it point blank. Say, ometimia double, and also metimama cocoa bag and I run it from 3,100 to 5,000. To metima increase it to 64% of the price sales. Because all check it with another than cocoa fado, the administration now, cocoa price rise here from 50% to 63%. But ometima raise cocoa price from 63% to maybe 67 or 70%. It's enra. Cocoa farmers for nyina are ready so mubeti omuba beti yura John Dramani Mahama Mr. Tofiakwa no be ready so muba beti cocoa I said the class I ever say Ghanaians when you promise them they want you to deliver what catch a Ghana and you say and then you remember our penna it was what the penny man and your pen don't qua double number 2 pence man red pen as also man blue pen because Ghana needs so many blue pen will be so say red pen and mess also the account on a wing say red pen and the amount on a wing so government the catcher say or better man raise cocoa price of cocoa bag from 3,100 to 5,000 no Ghanaians were ready they wanted to see say as some now Mr. Tofiakwa during the presentation of the media budget our parliament recently no they wanted to know. Say Sasam na Mr. Tofiakwa and Ekaya no. Obetima ye hu adwuma na. But currently as we speak, what is the price of cocoa production in Ghana right now as we speak? Now I have something over here, and I would like to touch on it. Now, so Mami read the information here. Now the government of Ghana has announced a major increase in the producer price of cocoa for the 2025-2026 season, raising it from 3,100 to 5,040 per ton in terms of US dollars, a 62.58% increase in dollar terms. So meaning say the government in our country has been able to raise, in terms of dollar terms, we're raising from $3,100 to $5,040 per this particular year. That is the 2025-2026 calendar. It is no see Ghana cocoa price in the year 2025-2026 per bag in terms of dollar sales. We're raising from $3,100 to $5,040 per ton. Assembly year can one no. It's waiting percentage so from 62.58% in terms of dollar raising terms. Now let me do this for you. Now someone check it, the committee are SSC and making sure that the dollar price of a cocoa bag bit me akosra. This committee here from the Producer Price Review Committee, the PPRC, the Producer Price Review Committee, so initiating a price sale per cocoa bag. Now, the chairman for this particular committee is Mr. Atoforsen, also double as the Minister of Finance. He doubles as the Minister of Finance. When he did that, because I said, oh no, the Minister of Finance, and then when it comes to cocoa production and any other thing, and also chair, when it comes to gold board or sales in the international market, he needs to be there because when it comes to Ghana sikasem no, it will say baby or no who says sikasem I to it will mind him no. Already said about the media budget, ebe council only 5,000 cedis per bag. But in now, I have something over here and I would like to read it for you. Now, so check it, Sikano Metima Dobona, and as a Sikano Metima Tumuna, a bit much I say in 7th August, and a date that being 6th, right, producer? Yes, 5th. So, a better I say you 7th August. Now, so we'll check it annually. Sika Ghana, and when it comes to cocoa production, see exported the international marketer. So what check is Ghana etiminya edi free Ghana etiminya close to about $15 million annually when it comes to cocoa production in Ghana. So it tells you say with that kind of money we can use that kind of money to do a lot of developmental projects in our country, and the government can also reinvest that kind of money into cocoa production in Ghana. $50 million because per the things na wo a damn minimum. Ghana did the car into some ton cocoa bag no international market. Yet you may I can't say Busumi Asun Yichaka. Now already cow baby, Nessican make counts him, not be 50 cities. I won't say pay slip no make counts him no, not 50 cities one sem no. When they check with the IMF, International Monetary Fund, or mobile to man Ghana, any the kind of ways a Ghana able to use Sikana. With the kind of debt na Ghana to international markets, no. Se Ghana cotton cocoa, se Ghana call into gold exchange, Ghana call into oil refinery exchange. Se Ghana benyano cocoa production, Ghana $15 million. So if it's not about the debt and Ghana for the year, the government would have chalked close to about $50 to $70 million per year when it comes to cocoa production in Ghana. It can make me use to say Ghana wisely, but because of the debt. Ghana when it comes to international markets transaction into no. So Ghana cotton yaman or honoma because they can into no. Hint me nyam for so ye when it comes to cocoa production. So irrespective said the government increasing the sales of cocoa bag no, the government will still have a debt in it. Because me say o mind the car. That's your ton cocoa beans no international market. That's what saying Kenya be $100 million. That because a Canadian a Canadian international market a became $15 million so minor boka. Check the increments now government at the total per bag no. Now check the number of cocoa farmers in Ghana. Government in the boka. I don't second the government say when it may increase the per cocoa bag now for 5,000. Ghana say this. But so we'll check a car on mine day or international market. That's how we'll check a car government is also invested in cocoa production. Government net nasa dino, Mr. Tofos etnase with the Producer Price Review Committee. No more dino more here, debt Ghana at the international market. No hesica Ghana person would do remo when it comes to cocoa production. Or my neighbor book of bro, it was almost stop it. So from 3,100 to 3,200 or something like that. So it tells you say the government didn't increase sikano where it was needful. Ghana for Edra. Omonti ase. Sabosha be start to force in media budget. Or present just recently. Our parliament no. Omonti as a chairman. Ejo mashe to him. So do na and some not do na account amount. Nyem make account. And some not do na account amount say his honorable Mr. Toforsen, aka Mr. Twomsky. Almost say of the Ghana for to him when to me deliver the promise now. I'm from Ghana for and Yemen America Ghana for Neka. Honorable Toforsen, almost say aka Twomsky. When to me and deliver. And that's when to me and Kano can have check Ghana for say 5,000 and it that double normal count manifesto mono or meant to me deliver Ghana for Neka Yemen America. We are here to say the truth. So the new price of cocoa in the air cost, I believe that Ghanaians, especially with cocoa farmers or more venting into cocoa production, or many the increments in the But then at the former administration here, many GNS say, on the first now cocoa production, government netto in the month of October. But then the former administration, that was another than Kufuor, the administration, they said October farmers need to want to cocoa no be June, July. So actually August, cocoa now we pack it this one. Ye wo cocoa cratch for ni bi wo hono ma. Almost on nam no to cocoa bag. Almost to the cocoa warehouse. It is almost to the cocoa warehouse. Say government ebie the general sales of cocoa. No more cocoa cratch for no so akwa ton the ama government. No more nya ho fa so. It is a cocoa farmer so ho chiro. O cocoa bag na watins u pesca e dia kotwa o baby school fees. U pesca e dia akwa koto fertilizers o do kwako spray o farmland. Se cocoa bag na se government bet on the 3,000 e bi onu cocoa cratch na time ni nduru no o bet on e bi 2,000 and I said 1,008. It's a ton of 1,008 and I said 2,000. Imagine the kind of profit that Obenya Ewoso at the time a government nebia or no ton the government no. So the former administration making sure say instead of October no, or won't bet the about August. That is the reason why during the media review, budget, Mr. Toforsen said they say Obetimia can the new cocoa price in August because at that time government are ready. So open up and then the cocoa producers and I said the cocoa farmers will bring in their cocoa bags and then they will buy. So starting from August 7th, and 8 feet, producers say 8 feet. So seed 7th, Acha or Chinechi, that is Thursday. Cocoa farmers will start to reap the new price of cocoa bag in Ghana. Cocoa farmers will start to reap the new cocoa price in Ghana. Solid one from John Dramani Mahama. And your Crampono were raising the dollar term from $3,100 to $5,040. And in terms of percentage increase, we're increasing from 64.76%. It's good. Producer to Jama and Yonko. Around the part to Jama to now, Yonko the next one. Enwa metina aka say honorable nekpe odidi nkomo kakra na honorable nekpe obi a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama etimi power no ho ntoma say ono na embehwe yakwan so ewo krom hanom na yakwan a enye wo krom hanom so no say honorable nekpe it was wo hwe no oye ni yi edemaye na enwa meka cho say honorable nekpe akwa kodidi nkomo kakra ewo baabi concerning the kind of accident ACC ewo da Accra Kumasi high road a LED edekono last week ya nipa 15 yesi omabom and Accra Kumasi road no Kumasi Accra road na chese omunya asa aka akwanhia na omunyina timi eto anananom ewo siedo na unim eno bididi nkomo say yeah Richard Nepe. Now when it comes to transportation system in Ghana, it is one of the things that I or mind very well. The two lanes, no, Sawotra and Koko, or Kwakana, Sawotra and Kokoa, Asa. You go back to the one lane road. Yes, and yet, and a quantity be walk around, but potholes also quite to the extent say drivers need try as much as possible So umbe dodge edi free the main potholes ne work kwani mu no. When it becomes like that, it tells me, it sends just one question to my hearing. So the government, is not doing something right to fill some of the potholes are away roads in the so. This is the main road that is leading from Kumasi to Accra. Yeah, the capital town of Ghana is from Accra. The second capital is Kumasi. It's Kumasi Accra road there. By now, one can make us say it was saying two ways of transportation. That is either the railway system and answer on road and answer by land. By land, no, and your normal road near down there was saying use was either say 2 lanes and I said 3 lanes as you speak right now. Since independence 1957, our bro from the years after the 200, the road has still remained the same. The road sanity now in 2008, the government gave this contract to a construction company in Ghana. In 2008, producer Brand pay His Excellency John Ajakum for picture photo so mamini ni dim komo. That's so that God damn it. Honorable Nick Penso that's all. Yes. Mr. John Ajakum for that's all. His Excellency PR. Yes, and today they share it all. As I say, everyone also pay tribute to Charles Koju for Sudadi Lumba. So in 2008, His Excellency John Ajakum Kufuor gave this contract to this particular company in our country. Now, Sike called that contract was $1.7 billion. Mami can be Sike calls our contract the Kumasi Accra Road was $1.7 billion. Na sikanu ko mu no ehun details na mba abonten, but details ne ba abonten after say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebeka say onko yusu sike bia fanye Kumasi Accra Road name he wants to construct 3 lanes road. Oh my God. Sikasem ne yakan sa no and $1 million currently as we speak. Dollar rate close to about 10.40 cedis per dollar. So meaning say $1 million bit rate close to about producer calculation mame. $1 million. If we go close to about 10 billion, right? And 100 billion. 100 billion, right? Yeah. So this time around, we are talking about 1.7 billion. We are the quotes is gathered anymore. Trillions of cedis. Assembly here canon. Now, so we check government contracts out the mark company now. We have a company called the CCW Limited. Yes. The CCW Limited. Now, CCW Limited no. Omuna a year that kind of contract no in a week. Chamai. Producer is going the other day. Yes. In terms of government, omu sanitation in 2008, they were taxed with that kind of contract. And the government this sounds they $1.7 billion contract that sounds them at this particular company. But according to them, what the company is saying is say at that time that contract ne bo mo no or men interest can in my company no yenti ye. So supposedly contract now ya sign over $1.7 billion net that hono no. I didn't say the Mac company, be a company constructed Accra Kumasi Road. No company says canning in our interest can farm almost 15% of the money. And this is a can more and 50% no. And when you want the year, it in Coco no. So if they want them to go back to the road again, no almost sounds yes, then omunchi at least 50% of the money, and then they will still continue with the work because a juma wakra Kumasi Road quite so ye. It tells you say, baby, I was see no. On my name is I was say your baby be near can I share this kind of country. I mean in penny for no. So my issue, no, I was very worried because we are talking about $1.7 billion as we are talking about Sika, a bit miabua, a stable economy. We are talking about Sika, a bit miabua in terms of developmental projects in our country. But then we've actually wasted this kind of money, Sakwa. And the deserved company, no, has not been brought to books. The deserved company, no, has not been brought to checks. Auditor was say audited company no mo say adwuma no yenye say adwuma no. But then no president na oteso a ofree so this our contract ne ma that said company no. Assembly more yeah, but we will try as much as possible to fix things. Yes, we will try as much as possible to fix things. Because baby it is here no. I wouldn't support the idea of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Say Obe prepare another budget for 3 lanes route. And no enfa main Konongo route, but then I'm going to cover Konongo echi. But then we've forgotten. Say when you go to the remote areas of Konongo, honomuna galamsey no koso. Honum ena galamsey ne koso galamsey na matna aka ho asem na yempe ho asem emu ano saa kwan no so say ekire honum na galamsey ne koso. So imagine say wo kwakọ construct road e wo saa kwan no so. The government will need a lot of money to fill that supposed pit. Sounds so ekire honum no. So what I'm trying to say is say, Mr. President, His Excellency, the resetter, the thinker man. See, $1.7 billion now. Monty committee. Na omunya intense auditing. Omun bring it that company no into books. Omunya intense auditing. Niyam find out kwaya $1.7 billion na efa so a year. Say in penifo bi na chess kanidi ya some penifo no yem bring them into books. Niyem making sure say those people will be held accountable. Because in some na ekoso no emo ya entimi mba say Kumasi Accra would beje say innocent souls in kwandi from them at any moment in time. Not a day or two. And the empty accident in the Kumasi Accra road. Because of potholes, because of ignorance of drivers, and because of nyama enkoye ewo road no so. We want the right thing to be done. $1.7 billion no is not enough. We should bring them to books. We should bring them into checks. I'm holding on myself accountable. Now I'm making sure say those people no would live up to expectation. If not, there is no way that I will second that idea. Say young forgo the 2 dual lane roads no. Name young call the 3 carriage lanes road no. I wouldn't support that idea. It's $1.7 billion in go waste kwa. Or mining here scale and you call a drama say you call $1 billion no. You call Bobosia the back, but you would or mine the yen train Emma says it can encore. We want the right thing to be done. We want the right thing to be done. Ebusuya Ochambia kutia hunsembeba so what I say. Yeah. Bekwa kutia. The EC, the Electoral Commission international date. That's September 2nd. The NPP Member of Parliament no wu and Honorable Eric Kumi out onyane baby ekono. NPP for etimi eyi or more candidate or meet me a compete with NDC or Akwetia. So September 2nd will be the day MPP any NDC edibebo any. So maybe aka less than a month. And a 4th. So aka less than a month. So less than less than a month. Echese watchna. And I say yes, enrichi in a bian a month. But then aka less than a month, less than 28 days. I will work on that tomorrow. In-depth analysis. Quiet NP for Befaso, it's me we need that kind of election. No? Some peculiar polling stations are a work with a NPP, much number of votes. We will have a lot of in-depth analysis tomorrow, and you know whether the NPP will win the election or not. I have a political hot seat show, and when you go to our ocean and our wasun so egusua wuti you know. But Mr. Someone subscribe to this particular channel. Subscribe FMame Tofiakwa TV. It will YouTube Tofiakwa TV. It will Facebook Time TV on YouTube and Time TV on Facebook. Subscribe it. Na FMame na bibia intimi enko ye. Abrante pa your success and it's now. If you didn't check it, can you boom? And making sure say videos, pictures, nene ma air kosono. And then I mean bibiano. Me yes, he is official producer of the Political Hot Seat Show in Tofiakwa TV and also on Time TV, live on Facebook and live on YouTube. He is official producer. So on a Tony Amaye Bibia Kama. Me and Mitina Jumedi we edi mo chiameno. Bidin at the big brother GH to Maestro. Maestro. Sure who ye. Emu bianda dao. Junhudi. Emu bi abun wa amina bonfia je wo hudi na don enkoto bi ansa na wa be don be see den don ati ase don emu bi anda da don ba before se me kono be the chance ko jufo so that lumba danyom ebeja okwan anya mo china basan so aba betina so same time, same day, same period. We be a dream there. Just go for sunyum, and I made the air cramo. And you listen as one to me, Kabima, a political hot show. Big brother, Macau.